which for me, that's pretty annoying there. Right. Okay. Should be back.
We're back in action.
Okay, the 1080p is streaming here.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Can you see the chat from there? You can't.
I have my phone.
Do you still have coffee left?
Oh,
Give me coffee.
No, I've been holding on to that coffee.
No, I think I can pop the chat out.
Holy moly.
That sounds like some Gen Z slang. Man, just pop the chat out. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Is that better?
It's all good.
Right, let's
watch some weightlifting.
Oh, holy God, there's lifting going on.
Huh?
It's Lucas Muller. This is a new Italiano.
Are we ready to go?
I think so. Now, what's the quality of this stream? Okay.
It's 1080p all the way around. Is 1080p HD?
But you can have 1080p HD. Do you want a little bit of sound here?
I'd like a little bit of sound.
Oh, it's Seb's voice!
Seb's not going to copyright us, is he?
You better not. No, they can't see that anyway. We know approximately where Seb lives, like. Somewhere in Birmingham. Okay, this is the new Italian. Oh, that was nice.
That looks very solid.
Super solid.
That's a level of wrist support I haven't seen too often in the weightlifting world, to be honest.
Lorenzo Tarquinini. Quinini? Wow. Stunning.
Yeah.
Very brave. Bold.
I'm going to go so far, it's very not Italian technique.
Italian, German, North Korean. Oh, I'm just naming all the flags.
Do we need to do a little sync up point at any time?
Oh, yeah. Do you guys want to sync up with where we are? So we're live currently.
We're live. We're 15, 14, 15, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Oh, the live. Yeah, that's kind of for the people after. Okay, so yeah. 1523, 1524, 1525, 1526, 27, 1528. If you joined us late. Here's the other Italian.
Giuseppe Fico.
Cristiano Fico. He's been around for a while. Very mobile. I'm on top chat again like an idiot.
Oh my God.
I just don't like the popped out chat there, to be honest with you.
It also makes no difference because it's the same text size.
You can't see
anyway.
anyway.
You can't read it any better.
Okay, Cristiano Fico's going 155. That's nice.
Oh, yes.
So nice.
Does that level of hypermobility in the elbows make you jealous?
Nah, you don't want that much either, though. So you hurt your elbows. 55. Has he got a keychain on his ear?
Does he have a what in his ear?
I think he's a keychain. So this is Hyongo Park?
Yes.
Hyongo Park. Are you supposed to be watching the weightlifting or just watching these guys? It's up to you.
You can do whatever you want.
I think some people just listen and don't even watch the weightlifting. Oh, the old vintage weightlifting shoes, of which I have a pair and never use.
What a shame.
I think I need a haircut again. Oh, it's not how you want your opener to look.
Oh, that is not.
You know, a really important part of competition success is not missing your openers.
Yeah. I'm going to go so far as to say it's 50% of good competition coaching is picking good openers.
What I don't want to see on an opener is like one unilateral knee valgus pull when your hip shift to one side. That's what I don't want to see. That to me, as a
Yeah.
professional weightlifting coach,
Yeah.
little known secret, it's not good.
It's not good.
That's not good. As confusing as that could sound to people who are watching, but missing your opener like that, not a good idea. This is the Iranian.
The Iranian coach is looking jacked.
He is, holy shit, I missed that. He's so jacked. Yeah.
Share the goodness with the team, bro.
Oh, I'd say it's being shared, all right. You know, why can we make those jokes about the Iranians, but you can't make those jokes about the Americans, you know?
I'm going to go so far as to say you can't even say what you just said about the Americans.
You know, why can't I? You know, why can't we make the jokes with Americans?
What's happening in the chat?
Chat's pretty happy by the looks of things. How's everyone's day
Nice.
going? Are you at work? Are you at home?
Hope everyone's good.
What are you eating for lunch? It's sushi for lunch. Pre-made sushi, obviously. There's some great sushi in Ireland, to be fair. It's a nice top I'm wearing. This is the Port West.
Ilya.
His name's Ilya.
Do you reckon his parents were into weightlifting?
No, they just rebaptized. Oh, wait. I don't think he got baptized. 157. I'd say he's going to nail this with a name like that. That bar looks nice, doesn't it?
I really like the logo for this World Champs.
Yeah. Simple, but...
Yeah.
Did you know Vikings didn't have horns in their helmets?
Oh my God.
Oh,
no.
Don't look at your hand.
Look at the hand.
Don't look at the hand. Come on
Check
now.
if the tape is coming off your thumb.
Come on now. Man, I hate the hand look.
This?
Yeah, the what?
Yeah.
I know it's an automatic reaction.
Why have you forsaken me?
Yeah. I think if you rounded his back more in the pull, he'd make it.
That was very nice. Do you reckon Lonsdale have any idea that they're probably the most used wrist wrap in the sport of Olympic weightlifting?
I don't think Lionsdale have a clue what's going on anymore.
No.
They're not relevant anymore.
By God, they're still trucking though.
Still trucking. Well, they last forever, those wrist wraps. Okay, Park is out for his second at 157. Question I have every time is, what did your last warm-up look like?
What did 145 look like?
You know? Numbers on the board.
This is big time pressure lift. People think the third one's the big pressure.
Yeah.
The second one is the big pressure.
After missing your opener.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
The competition's already over at this point.
It's a great singlet though, isn't it?
Great singlet.
Very cool singlet. Back in the DAY, back in 2011 when I was buying singlets, 2012, obviously there was just Adidas. No one else sold singlets.
Yes.
And they were pretty pricey and not that cool, to be honest.
No.
But actually, it was when Nike were making singlets just for some teams, just like the Russian team and stuff. But there was always wrestling singlets. But wrestling singlets were really high up in the gusset. Really
Very
short.
high, yeah.
Like about 3 inches too short in the leg, where you're just like,
Yeah.
I can't wear them. Okay, Ilya's back out. 157.
Do you reckon Ilya's coach is like, do you want to just try and power this? You know, you just missed. Why don't you just try and power it?
Just power it.
Yeah.
Power it, Ilya. Why do bodybuilding jokers call their business of bullshit advice to fitness industry? That is a thing Dara's been saying for a long time. There's not much fitness in the fitness industry, you know?
Well, my main problem is bodybuilders talking to athletes as if they have any idea what's going on.
Well, I think bodybuilders talking to anyone sometimes.
Can we just say that was a very solid,
Sorry, that
very
was
solid attempt?
That was class. That was very nice. I bet he's got some sweet training lifts.
Yeah.
Why do body? Oh, sorry. Bring me my fix that he's been deliberately oscillating barbells after the debacle with the North Korean lady. All American athletes are clean, of course. What do you mean? That's what we mean, Chunky Lover 69. That's what we mean.
Oh, the irony.
Is they are all clean, of course. Why wouldn't they be?
Jojo is saying he's just letting it play in the background. He has to get back to work.
Best of luck, Jojo.
Jojo, we'll keep you up to date on what's happening in the weightlifting world. What sports brand is that?
Where?
On the singlet.
Don't know.
3 downward arrows.
What spiders? That's a spider, isn't it? Spider is Korean.
That's not Spider. Yeah.
Spider Korean. That could be anyone. Oh goodness.
Oh no.
What did the last warm up look like? What did
I'm gonna say
the
the way they
last?
looked, there's no way he was dominating 147.
No way. But if you won 157, that's probably 152 last warm up. Realistically, maybe 150. You can't tell me he's nailed the 150.
No.
Okay, here's our German again.
Talking about singlet scarf, the Germans nailed the singlet game.
But how are they still getting Nike singlets? I don't know if Nike still make those singlets.
They probably have a special singlet printing division
'Cause
within the Ministry of Sport.
I have a funny story to tell about Nike and weightlifting, but I don't think I can tell it.
I think you should tell it.
I probably shouldn't.
Oh, no.
Oh, but that was his second attempt, wasn't it? Yeah. That's the kind of miss behind though, where you're like, you could make that. You just need to.
Yeah. That's the kind of miss behind where people put 2.5 kilos more in the bar and make it.
Which is a terrible training habit.
It's the worst thing you can do, but it happens.
Some people get into that habit of doing that in training, and that's how they end up making a lot of PBs, is they'll always miss one behind.
And then have absolutely no notion how they're going to make a PB the next time.
Yeah. He's some unit.
Yeah.
Lucas. Muller or Mueller? What do you think?
Mueller.
Did you watch that video about I can't say the word on live stream, I think maybe, the Germans who made successful businesses now, who are in
Yes.
operation during the 1940s?
Yes.
Very good video. Who made that video? Whose YouTube video was that?
Was it Fern?
It was like Dr. Utker and stuff. And there was
Yeah.
the girl, the daughter of one of the dynasties, said something
Oh, it's
really crass.
she was literally like, all I want to do is go back and be on my yacht with my children and have a normal life.
Apparently she hasn't been seen in public life since,
Yeah.
because they were like, shh, 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 shh. There's a lot of money in Germany.
Yes.
There's a lot of Germans with a lot of money.
Yeah. Massive economy.
So a German man drove his G-Wagon down to Mallorca last week.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's the move, really. Germans, great bunch of people.
Oh, that 3-arrowed logo is Descent.
Oh, Lucas.
No.
Oh, Lucas, mind the
Main
elbow.
sponsor of Korea.
Do you know, that's a really, actually, for serious for a second, right? A lot of shoulder and elbow injuries happen when lifters aren't bottoming out the catch position sometimes. So if you don't have the ability to sit in a little bit closer, and sometimes your hips are sitting back, you can see it a bit from the front angle as well, it puts a lot of pressure on the elbows and shoulders. So if you're lacking the thoracic or hip or whatever, stopping you sitting in closer and deeper in the bottom, you do see that because it makes the barbell try and get back over your hips. So do be careful. Right, we're back with the really nice Italian snatch, 159. That's such a conservative, intelligent attempt.
What a lovely jump.
Do you remember how much dislike the Italian coaches got last year after
Well, that's what I'm just thinking here.
everything?
I don't know, did they make a single jump that was 4 kilos?
He's a lot of reps on, as you say. I'd say he's going to nail this, judging by his first attempt.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Really good.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say like 162 maybe.
This is a stark contrast. Oh, is that a new Italian coach?
It does look, I haven't seen him before.
It's a stark contrast to some of the Italian weightlifting we saw last year.
What?
Just keeping an eye on the chat here.
Oh, chat told you it was the Sante.
Yeah.
Well, chat on the ball with the absolute naming. I'm raw dogging the stream without audio, just watching two handsome Irish lads. What stream are you watching?
Marcus Marroquin says, what are the chances of you coming to Vegas for the enhanced games?
No, I don't.
Probably pretty low.
I don't think.
Never say never.
I don't like what the enhanced games is doing already for other sports. I'm not enthused about what they're doing for weightlifting and all the things I've heard, so I don't think so.
I also don't think it's going to be an enhanced games.
Yeah, that's one of the measures.
I think they're just going to be a bit of an event. Oh, very solid again.
And also, some of the background stuff and who sponsors enhanced games and things like that would make you... you wouldn't want to think about it too much.
No.
So I don't think... We'll watch with interest and see who goes. And I wouldn't blame any single weightlifter who goes to lift some weights for $250,000 or $1 million. Absolutely. Would I not? Would I judge them? No, I would not.
Absolutely not. People are talking about Rat Map being in the B session.
Yeah.
Look, I get it. I definitely get the thought behind it. Put a little less pressure on, have a little more kind of room to breathe, get away from that kind of real competitive environment. But at a certain point, then you just have to kind of develop into that.
Okay, Joe Dahy, a very good South Korean weightlifter. Had his own gaming chair, remember?
I do remember.
And his snackies at his desk.
Was it him with the gaming chair?
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry, it wasn't Joe Dahy.
No.
No, I'm thinking someone
No, it
else, actually.
wasn't.
No, it wasn't Joe Dahy. That was a great snatch, though. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That was so nice. That's what you want your opener to look like.
Yeah.
Little bit slightly messy, step forward, doesn't matter.
I think the step forward can happen because people get a little bit overhyped on that opener, you know.
Yeah.
They put the bar a little bit too high.
Better too high than fucking
Yeah.
it out front, you know.
Yeah.
Wow, very nice. South Korean weightlifting is strong and it's going from strength
Yeah.
to strength. Collie the Blue said he's going for a 102 snatch triple, best of luck, and a 125 2+2.
Remember when you're going for the triple that only the last rep counts?
No, Mr. LeBlue. Every rep counts, and you need to nail the first and second, and you should sit in the bottom and make sure you have the reps.
Commonly referred to as the miss-make.
Banana Bread said, have you always been interested in weightlifting, or is it something you developed in interest after rugby?
For me, I was always interested in it when I was playing rugby, which kind of got me into it when I had to stop playing ball. So from around 14 or 15. But in terms of weightlifting as a sport, probably didn't get properly interested in until 2010. What age would that have been?
Søren Grigorian just absolutely did not
Yes.
make his first attempt.
Oh,
Armenia are always coming out with a new lifter.
yes.
Always good lifters too, to be fair. Where can you watch the lifts? Claudio Bobby Bukar on weightliftinghouse.tv is where we're watching it. And I believe people in Norway can watch it somewhere, but everyone else, I think, has to watch it on Weightlifting House. I think it's €17 for the whole thing. Now here's 10,000 baby brother, who's not actually his baby brother, Pan Yun Hua. It was Dongju, you're right. It wasn't Jody.
Yeah.
Got mixed up. Can power jerk help strict press? No. No, not really much transfer over there.
Now, certainly the other way around, it works.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. $160 for an opener. I think he'll nail this.
Oh, no.
That was my fault.
That was your fault.
That was all my fault.
Always a point of concern when we see one knee wrapped.
Yes.
Always a point of concern.
XTB says to run a ball during Taco Tuesdays can help. No, power jerk to strict press is not a funnel. Other way around? Absolutely. Are we thinking about doing Carlos' session? Possibly. I think it's on at 6:30, so it might be a bit late. I'll definitely watch it, but I'm not sure if we'll do a stream for it. Carlos seems to be in a weird kind of shape and is doing weird things in the training hall.
Oh no.
Jeez, this is a very missy session already.
Yeah.
Søren Grigorian.
That's a strong name.
That is a strong name, yeah.
Søren Grigorian.
I like that the logo's on the plates as well.
Yes.
I'd say fuck it, just go up 10 kilos.
Have we thought about going up in weight?
It's a lot of reds, lads. We've been missing.
Lads, come on.
So, Andranik Krapiatin, you may remember the Armenian who dislocated his elbow in 2016, is now lifting for, is it Kosovo, I think? He's up to 165. Apparently he never really got on with the Armenian team, from what Seb was saying. They were always kind of mean to him by the looks of it. And now he's obviously moved countries. What Kosovo is doing to abduct international weightlifters, I don't know, but it is certainly an interesting turn of events. Søren's back out with hardly a minute's rest.
Yeah.
Come on, Søren. Let's go. 160. Yeah.
Yes.
Well done. All right. Incredible. Great stuff.
God almighty, lads.
Thanks for the strict press tips. It makes the jerk so much smoother. It sure does. We've been saying that for a long time.
Collie Blue says thoughts on Abdo's performance coming down hard. I don't think that's coming down hard.
No, I think he just got... So like 175 is his best possible day, assuming it's his best lift with straps in training, slightly over body weight in his home gym. And then 167 was a second attempt, and then he got red lighted, then went red lighted in his third attempt. So I think that's a good representation of his abilities. Now, he made both those lifts, but I mean, they were red lighters. And the clean and jerk, we never saw him doing heavy clean and jerks. We don't know what he's capable of. Like, he's a very good power cleaner, but we didn't see a lot of heavy clean and jerks. So I'd say first comp, maybe clean and jerk technique is a bit inconsistent. And then obviously the nerves from a first international competition.
You also just never know what goes on in training around those big lifts you see as well. Like that could be 8 misses and then a make, or it could be
Pan misses 161.
Yeah, or it could be like 4 max out sessions where there's a couple of good lifts in those sessions. Like you just never know what's going on. That's why doing big international competitions frequently is so important, to get lifters to be very consistent at that high level, competitive level. It's very different from putting up lifts online.
Will said, can I start the RT squat challenge this week, or do I need to wait until the 13th? Will, can you start this week?
Technically, you can start.
Yeah, I'd see no reason why you can't start this week, assuming you've completed the form and you're doing it on the Sika Strength app. We'll be able to verify from your entries. We'll know. So yeah, Will, I think you're good to go ahead this week. No reason not to. I don't see reason to deny you, as long as you completed the form. Is Weightlifting the House the only live stream? I think so. Kwang Real Row. I wonder, has the North Korean and the South Korean language diverged much, or has any of the writing, or surely slang obviously has changed, and is there different accents, I wonder? I assume they're the same.
I'm sure you're putting this question out to the ether, because I have absolutely no idea.
Okay, let's see this. I feel like he's going to smash this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do North Koreans only come with of arms and legs of equal length?
It's an incredibly homogenous morphology, isn't it?
That was sick.
That was so good.
That looks like there's a 170 there.
Yeah.
My goodness.
What's good to see as well is in the last few years, particularly in the last Olympic cycle, every North Korean lifter we saw seemed to be injured.
Yes.
Whereas he looks to be in the best of his health here.
I gotta say, I'm digging the North Korean resurgence.
Yes.
I'm enjoying it. I know some people aren't super happy, but I just like anyone good at weightlifting.
I was about to say, better weightlifting is better for everyone.
Is Rostami competing, or is the thing with the federation still going on? Nobody knows. It's impossible to tell what's going on with Rostami. So he said he made 220 in the training hall, but I don't think anyone saw it, or in training at least. Okay, Pan's out for his third attempt at 162 after missing first and second, which were not close. What is going on with Team China?
Make a Scene says, and this is in relation to the Korean language divergence, they can understand each other, some regional differences, but nothing crazy.
Oh, interesting.
What are we going to say here?
I'm going to say I want them to make it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd like for them to make it. Oh, Pan. Is 3 times a week snatching generally the ideal amount? For most people, yeah. Like 3 main sessions is definitely reasonable. That's what I'm doing at the moment. You know, it's like 3 with some variation depending on what phase of training you're in, what you need to work on, what stage of your career you're on. But 3 is a pretty good amount. I actually think Gabriel said he's only snatching twice a week at the moment. Which, knowing Gabriel, might not be true enough.
No, it's twice a week, but then 4 times a week I do snatches with a variation afterwards.
Premium Fix said I like most of the North Korean lifters wearing knackered old Asics holes in some of them. I actually think they're fake Asics, isn't that the thing? Like they're North Korean Asics. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's look again closely. Are they real Asics? Asics?
You know, for all the amateur weightlifters who are incredibly invested in both figuratively and literally invested in vintage weightlifting shoes, you have to imagine that forged Asics from North Korea are the like golden case scenario for getting vintage weightlifting shoes.
Nat said that in his vlog though. He said he still can't get them. And if Nat can't get them,
Yeah.
who can get them? Okay, Ilya's up for his third attempt, 163. Who knows 64? So about to run, he's fixing to run the RTA, even though it impacted my competitive results. I'd like to also get a diesel deadlift. If a mad lad wanted to run the RTA with Sika pull, how to handle assistance work?
You have to do it all.
Yeah, they shouldn't interfere, but as long as you do the assistance work, it's really important. Oh, that was nice.
That looks really good. Is that second attempt?
Team Big Stomp, third attempt.
Third attempt.
That was class.
To be fair to him, right? So misses the opener at 157. He retakes it, does 163. If he had made that, you could definitely see him going 167 there or 166.
Do you know? Sorry, this is not in any way related to the lifting, but, and I'm saying this as someone of bang average height. You always are like, yeah, weightlifters are like same height as me, but then you see them in real life and you're like, no, you're wait a minute.
Yes.
You're not as tall as I thought you were. Thing on Anton was he was fucking massive. Anton was huge.
Huge in terms of width.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not tall. What was he taller than me? I think he was a bit taller. Was he or the same height?
Maybe the same height, I would say.
Massive.
Lads, more jacked than any weightlifter you've ever met in person.
The camera did not do him justice.
No.
Massive.
He's a horse of a human being.
Yeah. The Banana Bread said different accents and vocabulary. They don't use any foreign loans like computer, which in South Korea is computer, translation of computer. Oh, they do the Irish thing as well, where it's like hala or something like that or whatever. People have written master's thesis on them. That's class. Better than Dr. Mike's. Hey, no Dr. Mike's standard, please. Geez, a lot of people are caught up on that, aren't they? Okay, 163 for the Italian.
I'm going to say really good.
I want them to be good because it was a really good lift.
Oh no.
Ooh. You never want to see this.
No.
Yeah, the Dr. Mike thing has been crazy.
Yeah, it's really blown up.
Have you been following everything?
No.
Yeah,
I'm going to say the only thing I've ever seen about it is on your desk.
I'd be honest, I haven't been watching all the videos and I've been trying to cobble together random bits.
Make a Scene says, listening to your Mongol Rally recap podcast from a few years back, I know life has moved on now, girl with wife and baby fits with Murphy. But would you go for another wild trip elsewhere one day?
One day for sure.
Definitely.
Maybe not right now.
I'm trying to convince my missus that we need to buy a vintage Land Rover or Land Cruiser and do a little overlanding.
Geopolitics is quite interesting right now, so.
Yeah, it would have to be within Europe.
163 for the other Italian, Cristiano. Oh, that's makeable.
Definitely
That's
makeable, yeah.
doable.
Bit of a jump back. Collie says how to balance strength lifts with classic lifts. I need to get stronger. 115 snatch, 182 squat. But how do I manage the training loads?
Run the Sika Strength app.
Yeah. You just need to do
Good programming.
the weightlifting program and everything will get better. One major flaw a lot of people make, particularly in that situation of like 110 to 120 in the snatch, and they need to bump their squat up or they feel like they need to bump their squat up a lot, they'll just get away from the lifts for too long. Like you have to just stay in touch.
Forget the North Korean portions. Why do the Iranian lifters all look like variations on Rastami? That is very true.
There's definitely a point to that as well. That's just the talent identification in those countries means that they're picking out those lifters.
XCBT said, make it Becoming a Horse challenge for the year of the horse. Would you believe we're planning on doing one in the new year, Becoming a Horse 1? So
Watch this space.
So it's going to be the lifts and possibly some physique side of things. We'll just need to narrow down that. And obviously we need to get the RTA done, but we're definitely planning on Becoming a Horse challenge in around the probably third week of January. We'll probably start that. Will give people a chance and plenty of notice. And all going well with this one, there might be even bigger cash prize. Maybe a bigger cash prize. So if you see it becoming a horse challenge, it means it went well, and there will be a bigger cash prize for that one because it's a bit longer program and there's a bit more involved in it. Okay, Joe Day, that's makeable too, though. That's definitely 166. That's makeable.
Yeah, that kind of got away from him a bit, didn't it?
Doesn't it get away from us all?
Huh?
Yeah. 166.
You know, my favorite thing ever for weightlifting competitions is when there's a clear miss and it will still be 2 reds and a white.
Yes.
Somebody just pressed the wrong button.
You know those jerseys they had in the training hall in South Korea and the Olympic Center?
Yes.
I still sad I didn't get one of those. I was trying to figure out how to kind of angle this, but I didn't have anything to give.
Yeah.
You know? Is Nino retired? Tony, do you have a look at... Just Google Nino Pizzolato's name and you'll be able to...
Figure out what's going on.
Figure out what's going on.
Who knows 464 says, thanks for the response. Are there any bonus prizes for biggest bodyweight PR during RTA? No.
Biggest bodyweight PR. Oh, wait, sorry.
As a percentage of body weight.
Sorry,
no.
I read that as just to gain the most body weight.
No, it's definitely going to be like a factor. If somebody makes a 20 kilo PR as a 100 kilo versus 20 kilo PR as a 70 kilo, but it certainly won't be one of the main judging criteria.
The bonus prize biggest body weight PR. I think the average max currently is 143 out of all entries. Now, obviously, there's a few people skewing that. Like there's one, I'm sure there's a 250 and a 235 and a 227 squat. Ooh! What is with all the misses? 168.
Lads.
No. And around like that's makeable too, though, is the thing.
Well, what? Why? First attempt.
But he can nail that. That's well within his wheelhouse.
Does that look like he was going to nail it?
He's nailed that in training all day.
All day in training.
But in competition, he's done way more. He's done 175.
North Korean lifter up again. Second attempt. 6 kilo jump.
Tony D said, oh my, and the Nino. Yeah. Yeah. If true, it's a disaster. Obviously horrendous as well. I wonder, has anything happened to that? I don't know if anything been updated on Nino's situation.
Those things take a long time to...
Yeah, you don't want to be... Obviously, you want to give, not benefit of the doubt, but wait and see until the verdict is obviously going through. Oh,
God.
That's makeable too, though. That's a good. That's almost worth going up if you're trying to win. That's worth going like 170.
Yes, if you're trying to, but he's not near the top of the group, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Or how many more are left to?
Not too many more.
Oh,
a few.
Yeah.
It's worth it for him because
actually, yeah.
Like Arlie did 172, 196, so
yeah.
Like making that again isn't worth anything.
No.
Because we know the North Koreans don't play for a cup or like slow progressions. Like
no, they're not thinking about him hitting a 3 kilo competition PR.
No, they are not. Quad formally starts next year. I actually am not sure. I don't think this counts as anything towards LA 2028. What's this? 2025? No, usually it's 2 years before.
Lads, look, if we're being realistic, they're going to change what the qualification process is going to be probably 4 times between now and the Olympic Games actually having their selection.
Okay. Oh, so BIH is Bosnia and Herzegovina. Herzegovina. Why can't I not say that? Herzegovina. My God. Yeah, so I was wondering why BIH was for Kosovo, but here we go. Did he make that? I missed it. Didn't make it. Did it look close?
No.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Sorry, that's not Kosovo as well, by the way.
But it's grand because asymmetries in sport don't mean anything, you know?
I think people are letting go of that finally.
Because your body adapts.
You just adapt.
You just adapt. It's all good.
Man, you just adapt. Come on, Joe. Second attempt was really close. He just needs to give it a chance. IBK, I'm going to say International Bank Korea.
Oh,
I think that is.
yeah.
I feel that's
No, that's a strong contender right there.
International Bank Korea. I feel like that's it.
Yeah.
South Korean food in South Korea is amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah. They think they're big drinkers, but they're not big drinkers. Right, 168. Let's go, Joe. Let's go, Joe. Oh, Jojo. Mr. Joe, please. Happy, though. He's smiling.
Happy. He's going to have to pull a major clean and jerk out.
He looks like he's got a major clean jerk in
Yeah.
him. I can't remember if I follow him on the gram. I have so many South Korean weightlifters that I follow on the gram that it's kind of hard to...
Yeah. Keep up to date with everyone. They also have so many great international level lifters.
Well, that's also part as well, is that there's so many just like South Korean lifters who have massive... There's one guy I follow who's routinely doing 225 clean and jerks and he never leaves the country.
It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah. Joe, I don't have Joe on the gram. They love their social media, which is great. Right. Kwang is back. 168. Thought he'd go up. Look at that jawline.
I'm going to say he makes it, Griff. I'm going to say sprint to the front of the platform makes it.
I'm going to say I want them to make it. Not as yacked as the usual. Yacked and ripped, I should say.
Probably because of the higher weight classes.
Yeah.
They're very, very shredded in the low weight classes. Collie says, are there any adjustments you've had to make to the weightlifting program for any athletes?
You missed one there, I'd say. From Collie. Have you my 14-year brother? Brother.
Oh, yeah. Run the off-season program. Should I add some jogging as well to his training for conditioning? Collie, it really depends what your brother's trying to do. Jogging for conditioning probably wouldn't be where I would start off with in that. Getting younger athletes to do kind of better technique runs is much more beneficial to them. So rather than him jogging something like a 3K or a 5K, he's going to be much better off learning good running technique at like good running pace. So things like 200s, 400s, 600s, 800s, 1K repeats, making sure he's really nice running strides straight. That will be more beneficial to him in the long run. Jogging is kind of meh.
Robo's back. Yeah, in general, teenage athletes are run way too much. Oh, weird leg thing, but very precise.
Yes, as always.
Yeah, very nice. I think he got quite defensive one time about that. I think, was it Seb saying it? About the leg thing?
Yes.
It is quite weird.
Yes.
It's great snatch, though.
Absolutely. 169 as well.
Yeah, a lot of times, to be honest, teens athletes are often multi-sport athletes, and most coaches in those sports just run their athletes too much, too frequently around their pitch to the detriment of themselves and other sports and their performance and injuries. So unless he's not playing other sports, then I would speed work, tactical work like Dara was talking about there, be more precise with it, more precise conditioning for sure. But now, if he's a weightlifter, a little bit of jogging wouldn't go astray either, to be honest. If he's just a weightlifter, it's
he's just a weightlifter, anything is good.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Collie, the second part of the question then, what were the adjustments? The number one adjustment made for people's weightlifting programs are people running the weightlifting blocks as 3 days per week rather than 4 days per week. It's not necessarily a formal adjustment we make, but essentially they do day 1, day 2, day 3 on the first week. Then they do day 4 as they start off their second week. They do day 4 of week 1. And then day 1 and 2 of week 2, and then they kind of stretch that block out. That's the number one adjustment that people will tend to make for the weightlifting blocks.
Bring my fixed stock with the new weightlifting bar. I wonder what's different about it. I bet it's the exact same, just slightly cosmetic differences. Realistically, they're not going to change the elastic properties, I imagine, of elasticity, and I assume the bearings are relatively similar. They've obviously specs that they need to adhere to based on regulations, so... yeah. Lopez 173 in his opener absolutely nailed it.
Now that's what an opener looks like.
Now that's what I call 87. Yep.
Oh, that is spectacular.
Switch back to the Rom 4s from the loos, notably. He's a bit of a horse, isn't he?
He is.
Arlie was in the B group. Yeah, I'm not sure how they decided the attempts. Arlie's clean jerk isn't as sharp, but the snatch is back. Paralympics removes bans from Russian athletes. Do you think the IOC will follow suit? I don't think so, but who knows? I know there was another sport that I think removed it.
To be honest, I think if you see the lifting of any of those kind of bans or the inclusion of countries that are previously banned, it's because more so the comparison of other countries people think should be banned at the same time. There probably won't be.
Yeah, it's a weird situation.
Yeah.
Okay, and Rannick back. Are there any big considerations as to what weightlifting program to run first? I should start with one. Oh, definitely start with one for sure. Definitely start with one.
There is no other option.
I don't know. Marin has bottled a few of the last competitions, so that didn't look close at all.
No.
What's the heaviest you think you could miss like that?
Oh, I have no idea. I've missed some heavy weights like that.
I'd say I could do 200 like that.
I've definitely done significantly heavier than I should have ever been attempting like that.
Banana Bread saying, speaking of language, are there any regional Irish accents you don't understand? No, not in English. There is very aggressive regional dialects in Irish, Oscoilga, that are very difficult to understand in their local dialects, so not in like an educational context, but in their actual dialect. Like if you go to some of the islands out west,
Oh my God.
almost a different language. It's super hard to understand. But in English, no.
If you're not from the country in Ireland and you're from the cities or towns and you mightn't come across country people too often, there's plenty places that if you're not used to hearing them, you'll just have no notion. But we're both well used to people who speak with very strong accents.
Damn, we just missed Roba's lift. He missed his second attempt. Sorry.
Nowhere near it.
I was thinking about
Absolutely nowhere near it.
I was thinking about the Connemara dialect. No, that was well.
No, it's not in a month of Sundays is he making that.
Well, he might make it. That was not far away. That wasn't that far away. Yeah.
The Terp says he's a hard time understanding a Monaghan farmer. Yeah, absolutely you would, unless you're used to listening to it. XDP says, y'all speak or understand Gaelic? Yes, y'all do.
Is that actually Gaelic is the wrong word as well, and it confuses some people. Not that it matters. Some people get very upset.
Yeah, it's just called Irish.
Yeah, or Gaelga. See, it's called Gaelga.
Gaelga
is the Irish word for it when you're speaking Irish. Not that it matters. Some people do get upset with that, but Collier Blue, can you do more viewer calls? A lot of finance creators mail content from people calling about their financial situations. We have thought about it. Daryl's slightly afraid of weirdos calling in, is the problem. And I'm kind of keen to try it. I'd like to give it a go. But we only kind of started doing the live streams again a couple of weeks ago, but 3 weeks ago, was it? And we'll see how it goes. I think it'd be worth it. I'd like to try it because I did one with an Instagram live stream where people called in the video, but you'd have to vet it a little bit, which is reasonable. But see, a lot of those have like people like, oh, Robu Close 174. Like a lot of those places, like Hermosi would do it. Now I wonder. I think Gary V does it, but he doesn't seem to be vetting them.
I guarantee you he has a production team of 10 people working on that.
I think he has people vetting them, yeah.
Where does the name Sika come from? It comes from Sika deer.
Okay, so we're basically just left with Lopez, so 2 attempts. His clean jerk is as strong as Robu's realistically. The North Korean might pull a 210 maybe, if not more, but I'd be surprised, but it's not going to matter in the total realistically. So if Lopez gets a big old lead here, it's kind of his to lose. Now they're already talking about changing the weight classes again for the Olympics.
What?
Yeah, apparently there's talks of that.
Like, I was joking saying they're going to change the qualification process 3 or 4 times between now and then, but it's not really a joke.
No, I wonder what they're going to do with the whole thing. Right, so this is a world record attempt. I assume this is over the world standard, which is probably going off what Yasin did, and Carlos and Lee Dayan. Lee Dayan isn't actually at this active. Probably giving them a chance, I suppose. Okay, so it's 177. I'd say he's absolutely nailing this. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
180, I'm going to say, in the third attempt.
Yeah.
Did he just do a...
I'm not sure what that kind of celebration action was.
What's that? That's when you throw up the ball, isn't it? What's that called? That's not a dab, is it? Is that a dab? Let's see that again.
I'm really not sure what any of that is.
Yes. Wow.
Oh, wow. That was lovely.
That was stunning.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Literal chills.
That chills down my quads. Great lift. Yeah, there's some mad Kerry accents. Ever heard of an Olympic coach called Pierre Roy? He coached Jacques Demers at the 1984 LA Olympics, got silver medal. He's my coach as a youth. Just wondering if you knew about him. He knew Rigor Dabajev. I don't think I've heard of him. Don't think so. Okay, Yasin is definitely going for the third attempt, which makes sense. He's 205 clean and jerk in the training hall. Did not look good in the jerk. He's clean and super strong, but this kind of that needs to stop.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
How yoked is that coach?
It's crazy. Yeah, I would like to take calls at some point. Anything for the content, you know. Yasin.
Very attentive coaching team.
I was just thinking that. That's so attentive. Okay, 180. Sometimes that happens here, you know, when you've done that, obviously that world record, you just kind of lose the gusto a little bit.
Yes.
You know, it's hard to... Unless you'd plan to be like, as soon as I'm doing 177, the hype is still going because I'm doing 180 after.
Yeah. But I think that decision really has to be made beforehand.
Oh, that needs to be made 4 months ago, 6 months ago, where you're like, right. Okay, 180.
I'm going to say he makes it.
I'm going to say I want him to make it because I'm going to stop cursing people. There's new Alico collars as well or something. Let's go.
Oh no.
Oh no is right. That's the problem with that little hop back.
Yeah.
You just got that barbell slightly out in front.
Yeah.
You're in a position where it's hard to pull it, rein it back in. Now, it's obviously early days in the Olympic quad. So, not to be concerned about. You don't want to peak too early. At the same time, 3 more years is a long time. Right, there was an ocean of misses in that class. I'd say it looks like almost as many, if not more, misses than made attempts. Nobody went 3 for 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Made 2.
That is way too many missed lifts.
A lot of missed openers as well. So Lopez 177. Who's in 169 from Over Marin? Who's third? 163 from Ilya Salepour. Great food in Iran. Very good food in Iran. Okay, if you have any questions while we're on a little 10-minute break, let us know. Jack Scotty's junior kid popped. He was 85, squatted 260, 18, strong general. Do you know, Canada really get away with how much gear they were taking for a while there?
They were taking.
Probably still are, but there was a period there in the late 20th century where they were just blasting, you
Yeah.
know. Some would say the golden age of or Canadian sports, you know. Very impressed by the new Italian lift here. Doesn't seem to be the same coaches either, which is interesting. I'd say there's going to be some Hail Mary attempts in the clean and jerks here, which is what international weightlifting is all about. Big attempts, pulling at the barbell.
I'd say we're going to see at least 2 instances of somebody going too heavy, missing a lift, and then pulling out because they're injured.
Weak, but also weak says, give it to me straight. Like pear cider that's made from 100% pear. Can someone over 40 with moderate strength background squat deadlift max learn the Olympics or at least a decent clean? Yeah, definitely. Your biggest problem will be probably bad coordination and mobility, but physical traits like strength and speed aren't really the issues. It's just mobility and time to learn, find motor patterns. How good are you learning stuff at this point in your life? But yes is the answer. You can definitely do that. It just really, the thing here is, it doesn't matter what age you are. It's just kind of what were your genetics all the time. You know, could you've learned these a bit easier when you're younger? Absolutely. But let's say in your 20s or 30s or 40s now, it's not going to be, your age isn't going to be the game changer. It's going to be, would you have ever been able to learn them quite well, would be the thing here. So I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
But like decent for me would be 100 kilo clean here.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's where I'm kind of like, yeah, that'd be good. That'd be a nice number to hit 100 kilo clean.
Marcus says thoughts on John Bros and his squat everyday program. We're really not squat everyday people here. I think it was kind of cool when that was happening because I think there was more of a cultural thing in the fitness industry at the time. But squatting every day is the best way to not ever get better at squatting or to not really lift heavy weights.
Johnny One Plate said, do Irish PhDs title themselves doctor? No, they do not.
Absolutely not.
No, there's a very, very strong cultural issue around that where people would judge you very aggressively for calling yourself doctor if you're a PhD and not a medical doctor. To be honest, even if you leave those in your emails, like that's about as far as you can get as your signature in your email where people accept. Yeah. But even if you're to sign yourself off as a doctor, even if you're a professor and you've called yourself doctor, I don't know anyone with a PhD who does that who isn't a knob.
So, no, it's really not a thing.
It's super not a thing.
The only PhDs I would have known who called themselves a doctor were mostly American lecturers who were coming over to Ireland.
He says, yes, we're still blasting heavy. Bodie used to trend range and used to lift training on nationals. Les, what do you think about the enhanced games picking the lower tier? Whoa, Silver Simon tier weightlifters. Why would they pick somebody like Bodie and Wes Kitts over someone like Anton? Who's to say? Who's to say what they're doing with anyone is a real question here, you know? I would say, I don't know. I don't know the fella involved. I've seen his Instagram. Again, we've heard a few different things from a couple of different athletes, even in different sports. So it seems to be that the plans are changing as they go through. So I don't really have any speculation on why they're doing anything because it doesn't seem to be coherent with what they were saying originally. Like originally it was going to be an Olympic-style enhanced games, and apparently it was going to be in Australia. Then they were talking about the UK, and now the talks of that has gone completely. They did the swimming thing. Swimming thing was your man in the pool by himself, not an actual competition against other swimmers. Now it's clear that they're trying to sell TRT services and supplements and stuff, which is fine. Selling things is obviously, you know, completely okay. For example, they might be selling the Sika Strength app, for example, if you're selling
or Sika Sleep, the ultimate sleep.
But yeah, it's not. Why the enhanced games doing the enhanced games things? I don't know. I don't really know who's running it. So just wait and see. Even the athletes we've talked to who are doing it, who haven't said anything about it yet, are very cautious. Like that's why a couple of them haven't said anything, because they want to wait and see. Because even some of them in similar sports have heard different things from different people. So yeah, I want to wait and see what happens. I think those athletes are as well. So I'm not really sure. To be honest, thinking about it now, it was never really going to happen that they were going to have an enhanced Olympic style games, realistically. Like,
No.
even at a super condensed, like a tenth of the Olympic Games is still incredible resources and money and time and effort. So, like, even if you did 5 sports, that's a massive undertaking for, to be honest, something people would probably go to out of curiosity. But would that make you enough money? Possibly. Sponsors. Who's going to sponsor the enhanced games? Like, Cadbury's aren't going to, Coca-Cola aren't going to, Sika Strike might,
Never say never.
So yeah, it sounded very weird from the start and it's continued to be that way.
Tony says, is a hack squat machine okay substitute for belt squat? It's grand. It's the major advantage of a belt squat is you get to push your knees really far forward and really target the legs, and you don't have any loading on your back. The hack squat doesn't really take away the loading from your back.
Are some hack squats pendulum loaded, or is that always considered a separate machine? Because if
I think that's different, isn't it?
So if the hack squat is the one where you're on an incline and you're pressing, then that would definitely target the quads, and I wouldn't say it'd be like, it's not a terrible substitute. Belt squat is by far the best quad assistance if you're not using your hands. Pendulum squats are solid for your quads, like Dara's talking there. Your knees often shift back because you're going in a bit of a loop some ways, but sometimes they're inclined enough that you're pushing straight up and down. So it depends on the hack squat machine, but yeah, like that's not really going to load your spine in a meaningful manner, but at the same time then you're going to get less out of the plates on it. Do you think the Koreans use substantially more PEDs than the rest, or similar levels at all, except USA, of course?
What I would say is happening is that levels overall are probably very similar. I would say compound selection is probably quite different across different nations. And what I would say is compound selection in certain nations, if the testing protocols are more robust, compound selection becomes more important to allow people to get around some of those tests or to use things for slightly longer without getting tested. Obviously, it doesn't seem like North Korea have to make those allowances.
So I made an effort this year to ask a variety of different people in different positions who I think would tell me the truth, what kind of dosages and milligrams are needed for certain lifts. And there just seems to be a point where certain lifts just aren't done without a certain amount of PEDs. So you see in some sports where more drugs isn't better, it actually can make performance worse sometimes. If you talk to, well, no one in athletics is going to tell you, but a lot of athletics people will come off maybe 2 or 3 weeks beforehand or cycle things in such a way that they lose the weight and their power to weight ratio is improved, so there's still the benefits of PEDs, and a lot of that's very public, but there seems to be just a point where certain lifts and weightlifting aren't done without a certain amount of PEDs, and it's not insignificant, as from what I can gather, without being super specific. Like, it's not, no one's doing massive lifts with just a little bit of TRT is what I got from the conversations. So this is purely for my own interest. Obviously, it's not to judge anyone or make any, we're not going to make any video about it, but it was just something I was just interested in, just to see. I was kind of wondering, because you do see that with athletics where, people doing athletics don't need 3 grams of gear, or as far as I know, maybe they do, but it was an interesting part about weightlifting because it is a mix. Because you see obviously from, you coach people on PEDs at certain points in different sports, and in something like powerlifting, there's not a linear relationship, but it's kind of a diminishing relationship. That the more milligrams you take, you're kind of ensuring more progress to a certain extent. Now, it does diminish at a certain point, and training obviously becomes very important, and some people do more and less. But it was interesting to see with weightlifting, but turns out weightlifting's definitely more aggressive diminishing returns, but still the dosages at times is, you wouldn't be calling it sports TRT, I'd say. It's from what I could gather. Now, make of that information what you will, and do that with yourself, obviously. Okay, first up is the Italian. Gareth, how do you handle your knee pains? I just complain about it, really. Rehab. Oh, wristy poos? No,
That did not look comfortable.
no, he did really good 200 in training hall as well. So knee pain. So originally the ligament strain has to have rest. There's just not like tendons where you can kind of load management with a tendon per se, where you can be like, okay, I'll tolerate a certain amount of pain, and if I'm doing the right things and time is progressing, my tendon should get better. With ligament strains, for example, like a specific thing like that, you just have to give that the appropriate time and stop hurting it. So my problem was I kept re-injuring it, so I just had to give it the time where drastically reduce load, drastically reduce frequency of anything until it was fully recovered. And that took most of the summer, I suppose, really. Probably took about 3 months, considering it happened in February. Then, through my own fault, I got the quad tendonitis. That's much more manageable. You're not going to ever do weightlifting without developing some kind of quad or patella tendonitis at some point, or inflammation. That's the thing where, if you're smart at training and obviously you have the help of the right people, you can progress the healing and not make it worse. Now, would it take a little bit longer to heal? Definitely. But can you still keep training and progressing if you're smart about it, or maintain training and progress in some fashion? Yes. Like, I'd say probably only in the last month can I finally tolerate a normal squat training volume. So let's say 15 effective reps, since February. So how long
Yeah.
is that? That's a lot. So let's say kind of mid-September, early September, I finally could do a session where I could do 5 by 3, let's say at 200, without actively doing more damage. So, like, even Romania, it flared up really aggressively so we were in the car for like 4 hours, then we were in the plane for like 5 or 6 hours, then we were in the car again for 4 hours, and then we did 2 sessions.
Oh,
Oh, well done. Not much more there, but still a total, obviously. So
is the jury going to come in on that? Is there a jury here?
there is a jury, yeah. Unfortunately. That was weird, isn't it? I'm not red lighting that based on the rules. I don't think that's significant enough in there. Obviously not. So yeah,
Yeah.
the quad pain like that is something takes a while to heal, but you can kind of manage it. Something's always going to be sore if you're training and trying to progress. You just hope it's something that's not sore, that's going to interfere.
I must leave in 5 minutes.
You've said in 5 minutes.
Just go and coach some athletes,
Rugby team?
Rugby team. We
Did Anthony get fully banned or suspended? Just suspended. No one gets a full ban anymore.
Silver Simon asked, what compound do you think's responsible for the most world records? Testosterone.
Testosterone. It's enhanced games, whatever. It's just doing 30 milligrams a
Every day, brother.
week, but also week. Saying any plans for mobility to the app? Yeah, definitely plans for us. We just need to
100%.
figure it out. Yeah, it's one of the most common questions for sure. They will probably be, yeah. No, there's a few plans, yeah.
Marcus says, how many PEDs do I need to become Carlos? The unfortunate thing is that for most human beings in the world, you can take as much stuff as you could possibly get into you.
Ooh.
And you'll never be like Carlos.
Nice.
That was a great lift by the Iranian.
Very good. I feel like he's got a massive squat. Do I have him on
that was a very convincing jerk, wasn't it?
That's what an opener's supposed to look like.
I was just busy crushing people's dreams in the comments there to really watch it, but that jerk was very good.
Yeah, it was a really good clean jerk. Any squats?
Jeez, I love just that, keeping the full grip for the pull under on the clean. It's so sharp.
Yeah, it's excellent. Is this the right side? I think so. Yeah, this is the guy. Oh, there's some nice lifts in training. The Iranians. The Iranians. They always have big squats when you get to see them.
Yes.
Putting them big numbers.
They don't seem to put much mass on the big squats, though.
Well, I don't think they care about it for social media, but they definitely do them. They all seem to have them. Okay, Cristiano's out again with not again. For his first attempt, 193. Oh, very laboured pull. Usually quite good split jerk on him. Nice. Okay, that's pretty solid. Is lower back roughly the same idea? Had it tested and this related stuff. Apparently, very likely I should just pure my back extension. The lower back seems to be, in some ways, quite independent and pretty complex. So I couldn't give you a good answer on that one, which is why we don't do injury stuff all that often, or ever really, is because
We are not doctors.
yeah, we're not doctors. Yeah, that's really
We're not even PhDs.
no, we're not even PhDs. Yeah, the lower back seems to be without a doubt super complex, but then some people are arguing a lot of that is mental and stuff, which I just think is a cop out for people.
Is mental?
Yeah, psychological side of things. You definitely see that coming up a lot. But to be honest, my opinion on that is, I think when people say that, they just run out of ideas on how to fix something.
Yeah.
So, no, couldn't give you a good answer on that MNT, unfortunately. I couldn't give you a conclusive answer. Lower back seems to be very pesky, is what I can say for sure. That I can say.
Oh, there's a lot of hand wrappage going on here.
That could be a good sign, though. That could be an aggressive sign.
Oh, I'm not sure.
For Sur and Gregorian. Do you think testosterone is still, if you're considering women world records, hard to say? Not quite sure on that end. I won't bullshit you. Okay, 195. Not as easy to like an opener to look. Good jerk, though. Oh.
Oh, no.
What is going on? Maybe that bar is fucked. Maybe bring
No, it's not.
Maybe the bar is cursed.
There is nothing wrong with that barbell.
Imagine one of the needle bearings is just slightly the wrong size.
And it's just, there's like a little jotter.
Yeah. I've long legs, but how I squat more than I pull. I squat the depth. I can't figure out why. I'm not joking you, bro, momentum, but you're probably just too weak. And I don't mean that
in a flippant manner.
Yeah, I'm not being flippant and not being super mean for no reason at 5:20 on a Tuesday. I'm not being mean, but it's probably just too weak in the general sense.
Right, speaking of 5:20 on a Tuesday, I'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy the stream. I'll leave this box of Sika Sleep here in my place.
Okay, we're just going to do steroids and stuff while you're gone. Okay, chat, keep me entertained because I'm by myself here. Wow, there's a lot of misses already. There's only 3 successful clean and jerks. 8 missed already. Let's go. Right, I'm going to crack a can of Pepsi.
Crack it into the cans and I haven't even left the office. Yeah. Oh, my microphone.
It's just still in my car. Hello. Yeah, 6 double Big Macs, please. Then the box. Joe, what he's. I've actually done a lot of these commentaries by myself, so you know.
No, it's fine.
No, it's fine. Leave me be. Right, are we going to see the jury back in this one? Probably. Just give them a break. Just let them have the lifts. If it went overhead, just let it happen. It's got 180 high bar. What are you deadlifting, Mr. Momentum? Pepsi mango thoughts. I haven't tried it. I thoroughly enjoy mango flavored things, but I don't know if that sounds very good, to be honest. What I do enjoy when I go to some Mediterranean countries is Pepsi Max lime flavor or Pepsi Max lemon flavor. Are you thinking about doing a hybrid program? Some of the stuff that's out is more for high rocks. Yeah, we do have the Becoming a Horse program. There's a squat and sprint program coming out, but there will be some more hybrid stuff coming for sure. There'll be longer distance running and squatting, but there's a squat and sprint coming, and obviously Becoming a Horse is pretty hybrid, which is a very popular program. Oh, Soren. Not doing good with the attempts here. Ugh. That's weird for international coaches is when you come to events like this and your lifters are doing things like this. Like, this is obviously a job and representation, and in some countries coaches get bonuses for winning. So heart in your mouth kind of thing like this, also probably very annoyed, especially if you know a lifter can make it. That's always very annoying. You're like, come on. We need the Lou Wooden heel lifters this year. I heard they are coming, unless I've betrayed a massive state secret there, but I thought they were coming this year. And I was I was very firm in my request to get a pair because I think that'd be quite cool, but I don't know if they're coming yet. I did see Carlos's weird training in Norway. I was just watching it beforehand when I was writing a script for becoming more jacked for weightlifting for YouTube. So I was just watching it at the same time, which is apt. But yeah, I did. I will refrain from saying too many thoughts and we'll wait and see how Carlos's lifting goes. On Thursday, I think Carlos is lifting. Very strange. So the technique is obviously a lot better. So he's working with is Aston Zlatev, who's obviously a fan, sixth best lifter ever, Sinclair wise, going by vintage lifts. But his technique obviously higher hips, less knees in front of the barbell, so he's not looping around his knees as much. So technique looks a lot better. Clean and jerks look way harder. Squats look very hard. I thought he was injured, but it seems like they changed his technique in the squats. Whether that'll produce better lifting is unclear. His clean and jerk doesn't look as strong, and he's moved up weight class now. So maybe he's just not been his training. Bomb out for Soren. He's pretty jacked. I hope there's just random Norwegians in the crowd who've never seen lifting before watching this. That'd be so entertaining for them. I wonder how confusing weightlifting would look if you'd never seen it before. Yeah, it's one thing to be sure nobody's doing massive lifts without a chunk of PEDs. Now, obviously, some people are much more efficient and better lifters genetically and train better and understand the lift better, but PEDs do work. Okay, we've got Cristiano out again. Very small jump, 193 to 196. Did he get injured? I feel like he got injured at some point the last few years. The Italian team is a really weird arc. Especially coming into the last Olympics. But, oh, what's going on here? It reminds me when McGregor got a Ido Portal to teach himself the pool noodle. Hope it's not the same. Yeah, again, I don't want to be ragging, as they say, it's the rule of thumb with the company not to be ragging other coaches, but suffice to say it's unorthodox, I think is probably a politically correct way of putting that. Will we see how the results go? Yes. See, the thing with these kind of things is I always try and envision just, I bet that coach is probably a nice guy, and I'm always like, I bet he's a nice person, or she's a nice person. You're always just like, you don't want to be ragging on, especially if you have a platform. You know, we get a few views. You don't want to be shi shitting on someone. You know, for example, like the Mike Israel thing. There's a lot of people dogpiling just because they don't like him, but I bet he's nice. From people I know who know him have said he's quite nice. Not that I know that many people who know him, but anyone who said has interacted with him, you know, so I do try and humanize people. It's easy, especially when it comes to content creation and stuff like that, where you just kind of view people almost as characters. And personally, I'm of the view that you just need to accept the kind of the yin and the yang. Obviously, when you put the content out there, you do have to accept some may come back against you. But yeah, we don't like really ragging on people. But yes, it's definitely very weird, and that is a fair comment to make. Okay, 198 for the other Italian. This is his third attempt. Weird attempts. Snatch went great for him. Oh, lovely clean. He had a super nice 200 in training hall, so hopefully he'll nail this. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, he's nodding his head. He knows that it was a good attempt. Great lifting from the Italian. Lorenzo Tarquini. All right, good competition, I would imagine. Some nice results there. A lot more in that clean by the looks of things. And the jerk as well. Maybe 205 on a good day. I'd be interested to see what his best lifts are. Maybe 210 even. Methyleninolone. What is methyleninolone? Methyleninolone. 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 Primobolan. No. I watched the Paris 89s with some friends who'd never seen weightlifting. It was indeed quite interesting. There was actually a lot of people, obviously we were in Paris watching the event, and there was a lot of people who'd never seen weightlifting who just gotten tickets. Some of them were sitting around us and they were quite entertained. So the Olympics is very good. Paris is great. I'd say if you've an opportunity to go to LA 2028, I'd definitely recommend it. Okay, Cristiano with 99. Easy clean. Jerk was super weird in the second attempt. Oh, oh no. Oh no. I hope that wasn't it. Ugh. No, I hope that wasn't an arm injury. Oh dear, oh dear. Hopefully that was all right. Ooh, such an easy clean. Let's watch the slow-mo of the arm again. Ugh. Oh no, I hope he's okay. I feel like we're kind of in a weird place with weights at the moment in the fact that there's so many amateur lifters and there's such a desire for people to enjoy weightlifting, but I feel like we're lacking a little bit in terms of maybe not even stars of weightlifting, but people who are kind of focal points for weightlifting, like kind of this. They're definitely there, and there's definitely people who would make interesting content, and if they post it and there was stories and there was competition around them in some ways, but I think we've lost that a little bit compared to maybe, say, even up until 2016. I feel like things started changing a little bit there. Not a great attempt from Joe. Slightly injured. So it's weird. It's like there's like more people than ever who are interested in weightlifting and want to see the results, but maybe that's what happens when you start testing people too aggressively, which is what I feared would happen. Watched a video of you reacting to Almaty with some friends who've never watched weightlifting before and it's entertaining. That's good. Just abusing athletes, I suppose, is how you get there. Robo up with 200. A lot of people to come yet. Still, Jason Lopez. So, quite a few lifters retired. 3 lifters are bombed. And Rannick has retired from the competition. Obviously, sees no point to continuing. He's clean and jerks just aren't his forte since he had the elbow issue. Cleans are massive. Nice clean from Robu. Should be a pretty routine 200 for him if he's in good shape. Okay, looks pretty solid. Yeah, a lot of low lifts, but I suppose they're putting themselves out there. Constant pausing for jury also kills the experience. Yeah, there's absolutely no need for that. There's simply no need for that level of detail. I can understand, for example, the press out rule. So you could say you don't want people to go from here to elbow extension or to finish the lift. Okay, I could see that staying for aesthetics, for example, but the rebend rule just makes no sense. It makes no sense for people to try and force that position because it doesn't reduce the enjoyment aspects or the part where you might be impressed if someone's elbow slightly rebends. I think it's a level of demand from a highly complex sport that's just kind of silly, to be honest. And when they started really getting down and way more strict in enforcing that rule, it just got a lot worse. So since Tokyo, basically, they started doing that. And they haven't left up, I suppose, in one way, but it's also still inconsistent, and it's a really inconsistent rule that they seem to be able to enforce. And when they are consistent in enforcing it, it still slows down the competition and does some weird things. So I don't feel like it adds to the sport. And some people are super weightlifting purists, but I don't really know anyone who's does a lot of weightlifting themselves who are super for it or who've attained a reasonable level, in my opinion. Oh, another miss clean. Like some lifts make sense. Like the elbow can't touch your knee, for example. That perfect sense. Obviously, that's a safety rule, but none of these lifts are really protecting the lifters. 3 points of contact obviously makes sense, or you can't have 3 points of contact. Obviously, your feet touching the platform. But as we know, weightlifting isn't run the best. I think North Korea seems to be beating China so often now. I assume that both countries have the same advantage when it comes to testing drug use. So, talking from Eden, you guys would have heard pretty much all that conversation. When it comes to China, they just, on the men's side at least, just don't seem to have any superstars at the moment, and it's not fully clear why. Like, as they have the level of weightlifters there. Now, you could say, is it a coaching thing or how they approach it? But I don't necessarily think so. I doubt the coaching's changed too much, assuming those coaches are still there. So that's a question that has much more complex answers and probably more behind the scenes. It just doesn't really make sense. There could be other obvious things that are contributing to China not being the same as what they once were. But obviously, China are aware of it and everyone else can see it, even from this world. So there's definitely, it is really interesting. There's definitely other things going on, but I don't know what the real cause issue there is. What we do know for certain is those lifters aren't there anymore. And it's very strange how it just kind of went from, a plethora of great lifters to kind of a dearth. But I suppose nobody stays on top forever either. Okay, Park's out again for 201. No, not very close with that last clean. No more Lu Jun. Do you think Dimas or Botev would have fared even better under a more scientific training model or approach? Does it really matter what you do if you're that talented? No, it doesn't really. It does matter, and it doesn't. So, if you're within the parameters of reasonable training, so obviously, they couldn't just take a load of gear and have good genetics and not weightlifting, get better at weightlifting. So, as long as you're within a reasonable system of weightlifting, those lifters are going to do good. As long as you give those lifters an opportunity to snatch, clean, jerk, squat more, and then you give them the time to train and they're full-time athletes, and obviously the super mega vitamins, they're going to express their potential quite well. Now, knowledge helps a lot, keeping them from getting injured, refining their technique makes a huge difference, of course, in those long terms. But, I think DMS did 190, clean and jerk probably 225, back squat at 325. He said that actually in the hook grip vlog the other day. He actually said he back squatted 325 to win some ice cream. So Demas is 190, 225. I don't know. He lifted much more than that in training. Botev is interesting. Botev's technique was quite weird on the snatch, but then he still hit massive lifts as well. So maybe the snatch technique could have been refined a bit. The Bulgarians seemed to care about technique in some ways, but also didn't seem to give a shit in other ways. So it's, I'd say Botev's snatch could improve, but I don't think the clean and jerk, it looks like he maximized that to the absolute max. For a total rookie to weightlifting itself with moderate strength, is it the play to run a weightlifting routine even with the low numbers, or just keep squatting and practicing till it starts to click? So our opinion is you should be doing both. As a rookie adult weightlifter, for most of the year you should just be trying to move both of them along, because that makes the most sense in what we've seen long term for amateur lifters, where you're just trying to get both of those moving along nicely, and it works quite well. You make marginal increases in both, makes nice consistent progress, and it doesn't ever leave you in a place where you haven't done a lot of lifting or you haven't done a lot of strength, because for rookie people you can do that. But I don't know if you listened to that interview to Anton and Gabriel, but both of those had different approaches. So Gabriel's was strength first and then the technique after. Gabriel's quite interesting with technique, is he doesn't really fine tune it too much, even though obviously his technique itself is immaculate. Whereas Anton's was the exact opposite. And if you listen to that interview, Anton said technique first and then you build the strength after. But we're more of the opinion, and I suppose to put the weight behind what we're saying, is that we've been involved in amateur weightlifting for a long time, and they haven't necessarily, and I've seen Gabriel's change more since we've known him, since he's been interacting more non-professional weightlifters. You have to have a different view of weightlifting. And obviously, I think Anton's a great coach because he helps me a lot. But we've interacted with literally thousands of amateur weightlifters of various qualities of talent, and you can definitely do both, and people benefit a lot from that. And it's not only a physical capacity, but just lifestyle and how the rhythms of people's lives go. Most people just can't commit months and months on end. You know, it's really hard to say to an amateur weightlifter, be like, right, for unless you're super committed, you know, someone with a family and a job, and we're going to do spend 4 months just focusing on this aspect, and then we're going to do 4 months on this aspect. A lot of you will recognize like how hard it is to string together 3 or 4 months of training without interruption, not even interruption from adverse injuries or something like that, but just literally get 12 weeks of training without something in your life interrupting it. So you have to take into account obviously what makes sense to improve your weightlifting, but what are the realistic nature of what happens in people's lives, you know, and who are not professional athletes and who are just amateur weightlifters or rookie weightlifters who are, you know, on the weightlifters on our app are going to be like that for the most part. So you have to take into account the kind of rhythms of life and how those things impact. And then you also have to kind of understand how people view the sport and how people learn who aren't lifelong athletes. And it's a different kind of understanding. As I say, it's interesting. Gabriel's coaching has changed a lot since, say, we would have met him in 2018 maybe? 2017 or 2018, I'm quite sure. Like his view of weightlifting is a lot different now, and I can see it in him and see his programming, and he'd tell you himself, you know, because he would have come from a system. It was quite rigid. Whereas like Anton's, you see, is super specific on the technique side of things, which I think is great. And obviously lots of them, both of those has coached a lot of athletes, amateur athletes in the meantime since they become coaches. But it's very important to understand, and a long way to answer your question, that as a rookie who isn't a full-time athlete, who's newer to weightlifting, working on both when you have the time makes sense because you want to exploit the time that you get training. And then after that, then you make do what you can do. You know, if you can string together another 12 weeks a month later, fantastic. But as many of you know, sometimes you've a month gone by and you're like, wait, I haven't been able to prioritize training for 2 months. You know, so it's really important to kind of understand the nature of that and understand how that impacts in your ability to learn technique, how it impacts your ability to develop strength. And I suppose that's kind of across all the ways we develop. So it's kind of different when it comes to athletes and sports. You kind of have to, if we're looking to maximize athletic performance in pro or semi-pro or amateur sports, in some ways we kind of have to expect a certain level of sacrifice, which I just don't expect, or we don't really expect from weightlifters or strength training athletes. You know, if you come to us and you're saying, I'm coming for a pro rugby contract, or, you know, like we helped Cameron McAvoy this year. He set the fastest 50-meter freestyle, but he's off season. You're obviously expecting a certain level of commitment, and you're certainly a certain level of, he's going to orchestrate his whole life to do this, obviously. But if you're coming to me as a weightlifter and you want to do 100, 120, my expectation of what you can and should be doing is much lower, and we're here to facilitate in that in some ways. Now, obviously, some people get better results, so they commit more to it, but it's a different kind of, it's like Ilya Sapur is up here, Salih Apur is up here. Obviously, the expectation of how he would adapt, you know, is totally different than the expectation of someone trying to squat 160. Like if you even take the squat challenge, the 8-week squat challenge, like the average weight entered is 143 kilos. A few outliers skewing that a little bit in both directions, but again, I suppose that's the nature of averages, is most people are in or around that, you know. Okay, nice clean from Ali. Sapur. Ilya. Oh, what is with the misses? This barbell is cursed. But yeah, it's obviously, this is clearly something we think about a lot all the time and have done for years and for hours and multiple different athletes. And I suppose it's kind of, so if we bring it back to the Mike situation there, you know, people are talking about his PhD, but the way I'm thinking about this thing and the way I've thought about it more, and a lot of you know who've been long-term viewers of the channels, obviously Dara and I are both scientifically educated. Dara twice so, a master's. How dare he? How dare he outshine me with a master's? But what I'm more interested in now is that some of sports science is good. Exercise science can be quite useful, like population stuff is interesting in non-sporting applicants. But what happened along the way is at some point people started expecting intervention studies, both from the academic side and from the population. People are expecting them to be as a place of this is how we'll do the programs, you know. And I suppose that is how it's laid out in sports science in some ways, but that's just not how the things go, you know. So I'm much more interested in the programming someone does, or who are they coaching, or what kind of results are you getting. And you know, if you take Mike again, Mike Izzel's case there, who's he been coaching in the last few years? Who's he been active with? Who's he coached before? That's kind of what I'm more interested in. The PhDs, I'm not super concerned. You know, if I want to get some mechanistic data and maybe muscle recruitment or biomechanics, then yeah, I'm going to go to look at someone with the research and see what are they presenting, which can be useful in affecting how you program or train people. But when it comes to the who you listen to, you know, for example, Dane Miller's at this competition, and there's a man who's coached quite a few throwers in his time, from what we can see. You know, a study came out, and the study said that bench press it had 10 different throwers in it, and it said it was bad for throwing. But someone like Dane, for example, it said, look, I think there's about 500, let's say just make up a number, I've coached 500 throwers over the years, and then bench press has been paramount, you know. I think it's a no-brainer, in my opinion, to listen. And I don't need to see the studies to see what I can see with my eyes with training. As someone who is pro-science, who is actively scientifically literate to a certain extent, I want to see the training, you know, and I don't need something to prove it. But I am always interested in the mechanistic data, of course, and if people have that, I'm always interested in seeing that. But what happened was people started selling, and this is not the academics' fault, in my opinion, was people started selling the scientific nature of things as how they were going to sell you their product, and only they understood it from the scientific side of things, which is, I think, somewhat disingenuous. All right, Robu's up with a third attempt to get back to the lifting and my long-winded diatribe there with 204 kilos. Oh, it's not going to be great. The year after the Olympics, with a Worlds at the end of last year, you're just not going to. Europeans at the start of this year is not going to be in great shape. 204 missing. But yeah, there's my long talk on kind of my thoughts around training and the mic thing, and just in general, to start off from your question about improving weightlifting. Yeah, like you work 40, 60 hours a week. I train 4 days a week, and it's remained fresh. At least once a year, I made my squat go from 120, 165, snatch 105, 113 a year, good or not. So at least after 1 year, yeah, that's good. 100 to 120. Snatch 105, clean and jerk, yeah, they're good numbers. Yeah, definitely after a year. Usually if you can snatch 100 and do 120-ish after a year, say 14 months, you're in quite a good position. Took me a year to accomplish 10 years of no training. Okay, Jason Lopez is up first with 205. He's 205 in the training, was not convincing. The clean was super easy, but the jerk was very unstable. Easy clean. It's like you did power clean that. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. I just don't understand the jerk grip. They've had plenty of time to adjust that, which is it's so unusual. I just don't think. So when you have a wider jerk grip, you get faster separation speed from so you get slower separation speed from the shoulder, but obviously you've reduced distance. But drama from Dahi's K-pop material. You spoke favorably about German-Korean technical model, but South Korean teams to be graded cleans, but terrible jerks. Do you think this is a general programming problem for national team? I asked when we were in the national training center, the Olympic training center, and the national team were training, I asked Yang Ho of We Lift Weights, asked him why they got better at jerks recently, and he said that was too insulting. So nobody, I don't know why. They definitely have improved their jerk a lot in the last few years, but I didn't get an answer to that specifically. Their programming's a little bit weird in some ways. Oh, nice clean from Pan. 205. That did not look close either. Do you think Carlos was shocked with these numbers? I think he might be shocked in the fact that his clean and jerk won't be that massive. I think Carlos' clean and jerk might be not great. I think he's going to snatch a pretty big weight, judging by the 180 and the 170s in the training hall, but I think we might be slightly underwhelmed almost by his clean and jerk looking at the training hall stuff. Like, he went straight to 225 squats with no warm-up, and they did not look easy. So I wonder, is there leg strength? Has he just not been pushing it the last few months, or what's going on? I don't know. Okay, 205 for Yasin again. Literally the easiest clean in the world. Looks like he'd do a triple with that clean. The jerk is getting wider. Ugh. Okay, nailed the jerk that time. Basically securing the world championships for himself. Unless someone comes along and does something absolutely outrageous, but that jerk is the biggest thing holding him back. Who even is Carlos right now? My snatches suck in the low 70s. Doing the snatch PR twice a week, hopefully it helps. Hopefully if you both definitely reach out on the coach feature on the app at the messenger if something's going wrong or you need help. Speaking of Rizky, if you notice Rizky and jerk any grip, do you know what? Yesterday when he jerked, the overhead stability was insane. Even after that outrageously hard clean. But that's what you get. Massive rack jerk, huge snatch balance. Makes it, the overhead stability and how well locked out his elbow stayed is incredible. I've been avoiding snatch balances for the last year and a half in training since I got back weightlifting, but I really need to start doing snatch balances or snatch grip push press over at squat. Do as I say, not as I do, I suppose. Yeah, Rizky is a super talented lifter. Super talented. I think there was a misinterpretation in Nat's video because he said his best clean jerk is 225 in training, but it's surely not. Maybe he meant rack jerk. Okay, Pan with his third attempt. Super strong cleaner, obviously, but I don't know if he's making this jerk. Oh! Oh! Holy shit! No! Whoa! Oh, what the... Hang on, is that no snatches or no clean and jerks for Pan? Did he bomb across all the lifts? Oh my goodness. They took Sika's advice, 500 by 1 back squat was too easy. No problem, Christopher. 500 pounds, great work. I would assume not kilos. Jesus. It's the problem with the squat jerk. Now everyone's missing jerks as well, so maybe it's just a jerk. Oh, I thought he actually had that at the bottom. Great stability overhead, but obviously... Maybe it's new barbell. New heart attack, but not quite the same numbers, unfortunately. I know the Chinese athletes want to follow in the footsteps of the likes of Tian, but I wish we could just turn them all into split jerkers for a year. I've been saying this for years. You'd wonder how good a split jerker Lou could have been. Maybe not Lou, because he did obviously, he pulled a few out of the bag at times, but it cost him, well, I suppose, how often did it cost him? 2010. He wasn't going 2016, maybe. Definitely Tian would cost him. I wonder, could he have split jerk? Surely. I mean, how hard is it for elite level lifters to learn it? The scoring is a bloodbath. Yeah. Oh, that was a nice clean. Holy shit. Holy shit. Sorry if anyone's children listening. 208 for row. That was easy. Well, not easy, but you know what I mean. In the context. That was really good. That does look like there's 212. Maybe a 215. Super aggressive jerk. Super aggressive on the jerks. Definitely. When it comes to the split jerk, sometimes when you're at your heavier weights, the technique can be hard to fix. So really important cue is just absolutely sending it. Maximal effort, maximal contraction. Just drive it really aggressively. Goes a long way. Technique is really important in the jerk. And there's loads of different technical aspects about the jerk, as you well know. But you still have to put in that maximal effort on the jerk after a clean. So, and they put in the speed. Yeah, it's hard to. No, do you know what? It's not even that my max is 190 in the snatch balance. It's just that I know they're going to feel terrible at the moment. So I've been avoiding them, and I should be doing them. I've also been really kind of condensed with the training I'm doing, which is like snatch, back squat, snatch, pulls. But I should make space for them because I think it would benefit. Now, it's not a major problem, but I know I need to do it. Maybe I should do it today. No, block snatches today. I also have to lower my blocks. Anton said they were slightly too high, but they're so robust. Okay, Jason Lopez, 210. Could be a clutch, clean and jerk. Clean is all day. Last 205 clean and jerk was good. First step was terrible. Should be oscillating the barbell there. Oh, oh, oh! Nice. Nice. So Jason did 177 snatch. Bro did 167. Did he snatch 167? Oh, I think the North Korean, Iran, maybe others will boycott LA. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen in America in the next 3.5 years? Can someone remember what Rowe snatched? He's got 2 more clean and jerks, and he definitely has another 6 or 7 kilos in there. Unbelievable work from Lopez to potentially take back his world title. Colombian team is strong, and they have lots of lifters. A couple of new lifters this year as well. Who's the guy who's absolutely yacked? The 94, I think, is it? Okay, turning out to be a good finish, or an interesting finish. Rose coming in at 211 on his second attempt. It's not enough to win, though. Milt will win the clean and jerk. Oh, it's an aggressive hauling on the bar. Oh! Holy shit. He absolutely nailed it, 211. Unbelievable. What, does anyone remember what, excuse me, in what did Rose snatch? Was it 167? Okay, he needs like another 9 kilos or so. Am I right? Surely he's got more than 212. The world standard was 171 for the snatch. What are they going to put the bar up to? Oh, 160. Oh, right, okay. Basically not possible to... Okay, they're going 215. I assume this is for the world's... to beat the world standard, set a world record clean and jerk. Yeah, Wes is going to the enhanced games. Who knows what'll happen there? Interesting to see what happens to these results. One of the meme pages had a pretty funny meme about that recently. Right, 215. The last clean was a little bit harder. He definitely lent a bit. he leaned a bit back more behind the barbell holding it, but there was great speed in it, and obviously the jerk was nearly better than the previous jerk. 208. 215. I'd love if he made this. This would be such an interesting lift. Excuse me. 215. I think the clean is obviously the real issue here for him. I think if he's cleaning it, he's probably got the jerk. Lots of the North Koreans have super aesthetic squats as well. Really nice squats, really strong squats. Let's go. Ooh! Yes! Come on, let's go. Holy shit! He absolutely nails it. What a lift. Nice. 215. That's a clutch lift. Dominated that clean and jerk. 3 for 3. I feel like he had a bigger snatch in him, which is interesting. He definitely had a 170 snatch in him looking at his opener. Nice. So if we think about the 85 world record was 220, set by Rostami. A couple of lifters at 217. Pretty on par with the 85 results. Incredible lift. Nice. Okay, so Lopez still winning, 10 kilos ahead, pretty dominant lead, but he should be clean and jerking more with that massive snatch. 162 for row, still incredible clean and jerk though, that's great for the class. Unbelievable. Very technically efficient, super aggressive put on there. Jerk is very aggressive, no doubt about the elbows. Lots of misses. As someone said earlier, an absolute bloodbath. That was great. Class in general, a good finish to the class. So, a couple of lifters left I'm looking forward to. So, Carlos, obviously, Akbar, Nurdinov. So, interesting to see how the supers go. Lalian. Interesting to see how some of the girls go, like Iglo Fandel on the Iceland side after the really great Europeans. Man, so many misses in that class. It's absolutely insane. There's definitely more missed snatches than made. Probably as many missed clean and jerks as made, if not slightly more missed. Unbelievable attempt. Can't wait to watch those back on Instagram now on 3 different channels. And I'm not even being sarcastic. That was a great attempt. 215. Okay, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. Oh, no problem. Enjoy the streams. I'll be watching it anyway. You think Garf is high arch fascia training BS? If you've heard about Coach Changji, you should always trust the Chinese. Well, if it's recent Chinese performances, the answer is no. But high arch fascia training, I don't think I've heard absolutely anything like that. Fascia exists. Fascia does stuff in the body. Fascia plays a role in injury, but I've never heard of high arch. I've no idea what it is, unfortunately. Mibbler. It's probably bullshit, but who knows? I would have to look into it before I'd make any major dispersions. But thank you for your live stream. I need to go home. I need to have my dinner. I need to go training. You're a sprinter. I'd have to look into it before I can give you a good answer. Hope you enjoyed today's stream. Might be back for Carlos's. I don't think I'll be able to make the rest of them. Look for a sprinter. Low body fat, good muscle mass, good sprinting technique. Do your squats, full depth squats for the off season. I promise you, it's the way forward for you. Have good ankle mobility. Do your plyometrics. Do your upper body work as well for sure. Nordics, RDLs. Just get stronger on them. Add more weight to those barbells. I'm not too concerned about that. Sprint appropriately. Don't do too many track sessions. Don't overload the volume on the track. And you will progress as a sprinter if you've got the genetics for it. And then there's blast gear. You already squat ATG 200. What weight are you? Before we go, Mibbler. Don't leave us in suspense. What's your body weight? Okay, if you're just a track sprinter, that's fantastic. That's a huge squat. A deep 200 kilo squat is good. Could look to improve upon that. But that's definitely a great place to be at. You know, would you see results going from that to 220? I would suspect, but obviously that's a hard road to get to 220. 80 something, 180. Okay, you're pretty tall. 87 makes sense. Well, appropriate for sprinting. You might see more results. I was 8 kilos only buckets. Are you and Mike Isatel's PhD? All right, there was no need for that. Okay, probably look at what is your hinging strength like. Are you doing much deadlifting? Are you doing much stiff-legged deadlifts, RDLs? How's the Nordic performance? I know there's been a big pushback against Nordic and Instagram coaches recently, but I'm not seeing the issue with it. Don't put all your eggs in your basket, obviously, but if you can do a full Nordic or maybe even weighted Nordics with good technique and there's consistent, then I think you're off to a good start there. But in your case, Mibler, I don't think the answer to these, and I haven't seen it, certainly not when it comes to just straight line velocity or acceleration. These kind of things don't change the game. That good coherent training model, that ability to improve your power output, your muscle mass, body weight, like at 87 and 187 meters tall seems fairly appropriate, assuming you're not 20% body fat. If you are, then that's one of the places I would start, is losing some body fat. But there is a culture sometimes, certainly in the female side of things, for athletics and sprinting, that cutting body weight, even at the risk of losing muscle mass, is encouraged, which isn't necessarily good. Now, there's some interesting, in this case, this is where research in sports science is useful. There's a study on Jamaican female sprinters where they looked at which is more useful for performance, was gaining more lean tissue. This is female sprinters, I remember, I think, or losing body fat. And at the elite level, they saw that the body fat reduction was more productive. Now, there's probably a bit more to it than that. I don't remember the study exactly, but making sure you're lean enough is always a good place to start. You don't have to be lean enough all year round, but certainly in the in-season. And a good coherent model, but that's a good number. So then I'd probably looking at possibly improving that, and then the structure of your training becomes a bit more nuanced and what's causing the issue, or not causing the issue, what could be holding you back from your training. Track athletes, in our opinion, from what we see, can improve a lot with some smarter programming. Most athletes can, to be honest, and just a bit more coherent thought behind that training and when you're peaking, what you're doing in the off season. So without knowing more further details, look at body fat, do try and keep improving strength. Look at mobility in the lower body as well, hamstrings, hip flexion, hip extension, obviously, which you probably have pretty good already. Definitely look at ankle mobility as well. It's sometimes neglected, and it can feel a little bit better if you improve upon that. That foot position can feel better with the active mobility in the foot, but also if you get a good physio or neuromuscular therapist or someone to look at that kind of that passive, so how pliable that foot is to go through that position, even though obviously people talk a lot about the rigidity of the foot and creating stiffness. That pliability is really important as well. So look at those different aspects. But that's all I can give you right now. Thanks for all your questions. Thanks for watching. Hope you have enjoyed the live stream. We'll probably be back later in the week for another Q&A live stream or live show. And the next video coming out is about the deadlifts. So I hope you enjoyed that. And obviously watch yesterday's video, squatting with Anton and Gabriel, which a lot of you weightlifters will enjoy. And I'm going to end it, and I'm going to go home, and I'm going to do my low block snatches and my back squats. And I don't know what's for dinner, but I am hungry. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to sign up for the 8-week squat challenge, €500 cash, a year free on the Sika Strength app, a year of Sika sleep, 1 hour consultation, big prize. Just got to enter, do some 16 squat sessions, and you have a chance to win. Sign up, and the form